I rescued some more plants. It has been so long since I've rescued plants, so I don't know, I'm very, very excited about this, and I thought I would bring you along. A very spontaneous video, because you obviously don't expect to find plants to rescue, but it's always nice because I know that they're in a good home now. Hello everyone, welcome to my jungle story. I'm Jacqueline and I've rescued some plants. So let me show you what I'm going to do to try and, I don't want to say revive because I think they are going to be fine. They just need a little bit of extra TLC. They were looking very, very sorry for themselves, and I actually rescued these are 3 plants that I rescued all in the same day. I don't know what it was, if it was just meant to be, but I just couldn't help myself. I really couldn't. I'm just happy that these have a good home. So let me first show you what I rescued. Now, honestly, this one doesn't really look like a rescue to me. It kind of looks a bit awkward, but yeah, when I saw the table, this was the only one that was kind of, there were a couple more, I think there were 3 more, and I honestly wanted to take them all home, but yeah, that just would not be wise. So I thought, okay, I'm going to try and rescue one. This one, it was one of the better ones. There were some that I think just had root rot and there was no saving them and they just needed to be taken off the table. But this one kind of looked like in the middle. There were some that looked even better that I thought, okay, no, they'll be fine. They will be fine. But I rescued a Philodendron pink princess, and honestly I think it looks okay. I did pay full price for this. I didn't ask for them to like take anything off. It's looking a little bit sad, I can tell you that. There's actually technically 3 plants in here. There's like 2 pups there at the bottom, and yeah, I only paid $9.95 for them. But I thought, you know what, my pink princess is just not doing the greatest. My pink princess isn't even this size yet, and I've had it for more than a year. I figured I might as well give it a try. I don't know, it was speaking to me. So we're gonna rescue that one. And then I went to another garden center, and the plants were looking very, very sad, but like very sad. I could tell that either the person that was taking care of the plants was just not there or had been off for a while, I don't know, or maybe they have someone new, I don't know, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, they actually had a couple of Hoyas. This garden center is known to have some of the more like special plants, and this is just labeled as Hoya, so if anyone can tell me what this is, I think they are 2 callistophylla Hoyas. That's what they look like, but this one has like a little bit of splashing on it, which my callistophylla doesn't have, and the leaves are also bigger. So if you have any ideas, please pop it in the comments. I did pest check these and I can't see anything, but honestly they're looking so sad that I'm not surprised if there are any pests. There is a little bit of like thrip damage, but I don't see any pests. But yeah, these 2, so I could tell that they've already, I could see that they've changed the tag. You could see, like, I don't know if it's going to pick up on camera, but behind this sticker there was like another sticker, and they've just changed it, and it's only €4.19 now. And when I got to the counter, they were both €4.19. When I got to the counter, the guy said it's fine. And I actually only ended up paying for this little plant that I bought. I really want to give this a try. I think it's so damn cute. This isn't a rescue, this is just a plant that I bought. But yeah, I want to pot it up and give it a try because I've never tried. This is some type of agave. It's called the pink starl. I thought it was really pretty with the variegations, so I wanted to give it a try. And I'm here anyway. Let's be real, I did buy other plants as well, so I might as well just show you. But oh, there's people like right by the window. Yeah, they're building a house next door, so I'm just gonna have to ignore it. They're not gonna pay attention to me anyway. But I found this. I've not seen this cactus anywhere else, but look how cool. What is this called? Serious, that's all it says on there. If anyone can give me like a proper ID for this plant, please let me know. Yeah, I bought that. It's the first time I've ever seen a plant like that in a garden center. And I did go ahead and buy myself a new El Choco because mine had root rot. It lost all of its roots, so it's just a stump now. It still has 1 leaf, but it's looking very sad. I don't know if it's going to make it. And this was only $9.75. And that leaf just sold me. It just sold me. I couldn't resist. I really couldn't resist. For that price. So yeah, I'm gonna give this one a try again. I'm just gonna leave it be. I'm not gonna touch it. I think the mistake I made with my last one is just putting it into pond way too quickly. It did already have a little bit of root rot, and I think the pond just kind of, you know, speeded up the process because I didn't let it acclimate at all. I didn't give it any time. So those are the new plants that I bought, but the rescue plants, we're gonna take a look at them. I think with the Hoyas, I'm just going to start by taking them out of the existing. This is very wet, and I think that's what's going on here. There's a little bit of yellowing here. It's just, yeah, a lot of these tips are all, I just need to cut them off, and it's very, very wet, very wet. So yeah, it's also that time of year where you notice that in the garden centers, plants just stay wetter for longer just because of the temperature. You know, not the ideal circumstances for them. But the fact that I saw Hoya and I saw that these needed my help. Honestly, there were more. They had more of like the common Hoya, the Rosita, but I was surprised that these were only €4.19. They had been marked down, but, and then I got one for free. I can see they've also cut off a lot of leaves. So yeah, let's have a look. There's a couple of cuttings in here. I'm going to get my potting mat and we're going to give them some extra love. Okay, let's have a look-see. Oh, this is very wet. Yeah, that's all stuck to the bottom. It's just so, so wet. The roots look okay. It's just, yeah, this mix is way too... Oh. Okay, there's one cutting. It just fell off. That is the root system. So it looks okay. I can see some roots falling off here. I'm just going to try and tease this off a little bit. But there's definitely rotting going on here. Definitely. Ooh. There is another cutting, and that's the root system. Oh my word, I think there's 4 cuttings in here. Yeah, they don't have the greatest root system. Definitely a lot of root rot going on here. That is another cutting. You can see they've already cut off probably dead growth there. That's that. So yeah, there's 4 cuttings in here. This is obviously the main plant. Maybe they cut those off and just prop them in there. I don't know. I think this plant was there for a while, to be honest. I have been noticing lately in the garden centers that there's a lot more Hoya. Just like the more, like the, not like any rare ones or anything, but I think what I've been seeing a lot is like the Rosita, the Waiarii, the Gracilis, the Quinquenervia, which I was also tempted to get because I don't have that one. But the Quinquenervia looks very similar to my Sarawak, and I don't know, I do have to be very, very picky. But I think I will end up just potting this up with my existing callistophylla that I have and just make one full pot. But right now I'm just going to put this all in one pot and see what happens, see if I can, you know, bring this plant back to 100% health. But yeah, these roots, honestly, they do. I mean, yeah, Hoya roots are... I'm just trying to get as much of the dense soil off so that it doesn't... I am tugging at them slightly just so that if there are any rotten roots that, you know, they are gone and they don't spread the rot. But that is the second cutting. So I'm actually just going to leave them to the side, and that will just go in the garden. I'm not going to reuse that. I can see fungus gnats flying around here. So yeah, I might just end up putting that in the pot. Okay, then this one. This one is definitely looking the saddest. Let's take this one out as well. Let's see what I'm working with. Again, also the bottom, way too wet. I'm just gonna try and... Oh, this one is like sopping. There's like water dripping out there. Okay, yeah. Oh, and it's actually feeling quite cold. Eesh. I'm trying to be a little bit more gentle than usual, but I think if you've been following me for a while, you know I can be a little bit rough with my plants. I'm just trying to get as much off. So that is the root system of that cutting, and that's the cutting. You can see there's some leaves here that have been taken off. And then we have this one, definitely, this one only has 3, but they are definitely a lot more established cuttings. Oh dear. Okay, a whole piece of the stem just rotted off. I think this one might be starting to rot, so I might have to do some pruning here. And ideally, I would also like some hydrogen peroxide to soak these in. But I don't have that at the moment, and I've been struggling lately to get my hands on it. I should look online, really. I'll probably be able to find it online. Okay, I'm being a little bit more rough with this one because I just want to make sure that if there's any rotting, because the stem here feels fine, but there is a piece here that snapped off. You can see here, oh dear, that's really rotten. Yeah, that all rot, that's all come off. You can see the stem here. So, oh dear, that doesn't smell the greatest either. Camera died. Okay, so that is the root system of that cutting. Yeah, this cutting does have these 2 yellow leaves at the bottom, but we'll do the cutting afterwards. Oh, that one does not smell very great. Okay, that is the last cutting, and that's the root system. It's also started making roots here on the stem. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just cut off all of the dead bits and the leaves. Where's my pruning shears? Oh, here. So this here, this is all dead. So I'm just going to cut that off. That's all I'm going to cut from that one. You also want to make sure you've got a clean cut. And I don't, oh no, it is a clean cut. Oh, there's actually a root pushing out there at the bottom. You can see there at the top, a little root. Okay, so that's that one. This cutting is the one with all of the yellow leaves. So I am just going to cut those off. Oh dear, that's black there. Okay, this cutting might be a goner. I'll show you what I mean, but you can see where I've just cut. It looks quite dark there. I'm going to see if I can cut a little bit more. Okay, that's a little bit lighter, but we'll just have to see. But this cutting, I don't know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. The stem still feels fine. I just hope that the rot does not spread. And then this here is also all dead. Up until this part still feels okay, but you can see it's starting to yellow. So I'm going to cut above those nodes so that I have that cutting. Same goes with this one. I could probably prop this, to be honest, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to do any more than I have to. Oh, that was not a clean cut. No, actually that leaf is looking, yeah, this leaf is not looking the best. It's a bit deformed and funny. This is dead here. I'm actually going to cut here, just to make sure I have a clean cut and that if there is any rotting or anything going on, it doesn't spread. So I've cut those. This one, I can see it's already, you can see there in the center, it's already been cut. So I'm just gonna leave that as is. This one as well, that's also already been cut there. Probably from dead growth. Yeah, there as well. Already been cut there, so those are fine. And this piece here, honestly, these leaves at the bottom, I think they might go. They're looking a little bit, I don't know, I'm thinking I'm gonna cut them off. I probably don't have to. I don't really know if it's gonna pick up on camera, but these two leaves here just look a little bit yellow. So I think I will just cut them because I have enough leaves here anyway. But like this one here also, there's something going on here. This plant could also have some type of fungal issue because of it's starting to rot, and I can see some damage there from pests there. So what I'm gonna do with this one again is I'm just gonna cut here. I could cut here, but I'm gonna cut here just to be sure. I could actually try and propagate that, but I'm not going to try and do that. I'm just going to try and focus on this. And as for those leaves there, I don't know. No, I'm just going to leave them and see what happens. I'm just going to let those cuts callus a little bit and make sure that I get off as much of the soil as possible. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to get like a little saucer, maybe. We'll see what I've got. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of a dish. Well, I'm gonna do it. Let's just do it. Let's put the cuttings on the side so I can throw all of this away because there's a lot of fungus gnats flying around here now. I'm just gonna put this outside. Clean those pots out and I can reuse them. Okay, I'm back, oh my word. A plant parcel arrived, so I had to stop and film that, and then someone was coming to buy an old gimbal, and it was just a little bit hectic. So let's get back to the rescue. So what I've done here is I have a bowl here with just water. I've just done two tiny drops of dish soap in here, and what I'm also going to add, I could actually just take from my spray. This is just my concoction that I use to clean leaves. I do this once a month with my plants, but it's also just a really great way to clean the plants. Actually, I think what I'm gonna do first is just do the dish soap. I'm gonna add a little bit. I don't have any like pure alcohol at the moment, so what I'm using is I have this aloe alcohol soap thing. It's just as good, you know, it just does the trick. I want to use, and I'm just going to do 2 squirts. That's all I'm going to do. Oh, it's very, very strong smelling. Oh, that's typical. I put those sticks away, and I shouldn't have actually done that. Wait, I still have the stick here from my last unboxing. Let's try and use this. I'm not going to attempt to take that away from it. I'm just going to mix it up a little bit. You guys can see what I'm doing. Oh, it does smell good though with the aloe. Yeah, honestly, there's not a lot in here. I just want to give the plants a really, really good clean. I will do that. I will do the same thing with the pink princess, but I'm just gonna do this one first. So I'm gonna dip the leaves in here first. And just maybe a little bit of the roots, doesn't have to be, just like dip them under. Give them a good swirl around. If there are any pests, they're gone, and it's just like a fresh start for this plant. Okay, just gonna leave them to dry for a little bit, and I'm gonna do that with all of them. What I also did is, it doesn't look like it, but I did wipe, there's just some marks that I cannot get off my potting mat, but I did wipe down the potting mat so that that soil, that soil is just gone, you know? It doesn't have any more contact with this plant. Oh, just look at that. I love it when it's so shiny and pretty. Yeah, if you know what type of, I think it's just a regular callistophylla, but it does have a little bit of splashiness on it, so I do wonder. It does kind of bother me that I'll never know the ID 100%. There are some leaves that also have some, like, I don't know what that is. It looks like it's part of a rotted leaf stuck on it. Just give them a bit of a wipe. Okay. I do also have a dry cloth here, my plant cloth, that I'll use just to dry the leaves. But I will probably end up giving these a spray down anyway when I've repotted them. So let's see what we're working with here. Because I would like to just, oh, there's a lot of soap on that one. What are we gonna do? To rehab, I would preferably just like go for sphagnum moss or that type of thing. But honestly, with Hoya, I've had the best luck with them in just soil, if I'm being honest. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just create one plant, maybe just with 3 cuttings. I could actually make a whole new plant here. I really could. I could make a new plant with that one. I don't know, I like 3 cuttings in a pot. So maybe, I always love also sharing plants. I think I might just pop this one up and give it to my mom. But wait, no, let's give her one with a little bit of bitter roots. That one's got bitter roots. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make that into like a little plant, a little prezi for my mom. Because I like, oh wait, no, what am I doing here? I had 3 cuttings. That one's quite big though. No, let's do 2 for that one because that one's got the biggest root system. I think the success rate of this one is quite good. So I'm just going to do that as one plant. This is one plant. And this little baba, I mean, yeah, those two do have quite nice roots there. I'm going to do this one also. They look really good. Oh, I can see a new growth point there. Do you see there? Here's a new growth point. Yeah, okay, that's good. I think I'm going to give that to my mom. It's a really pretty one. She'll like that one. I don't think she's got one like that. However, the unboxing I just did, she will have something that's, no, it's not the same. It's not the same. Hoya fanatics, no, it's not the same. So let's just pot these up. I'm going to be using this is the Anthurium and Orchid mix from Soil Ninja, and they recommend this one for Hoyas. Highly recommend. I've been using them for over a year, and I'm so happy that I get to work with them now. It's just, I love working with companies that I've been using for so long. It just, yeah. I guess we are the best type of promoters, are the ones that have been using it for so long. So let's just go and get pots. Okay, this is also the perfect opportunity to try these new trellises. I bought these on Temu, it was like a set. So I want to give them a try because the Bambi ones are great. I really love the natural look, but they do tend to rot over time. That's actually not really happened with mine, but I don't know. I thought it would be really fun to like put something else in the mix. So I'm gonna mix it up a little bit because there's a lot of bark at the top. I'm gonna do my mom's first. But yeah, the Anthurium and Orchid mix is just really nice and chunky. There's a lot of bark in there, which is what Hoyas appreciate. And I've had such great success in this mix. I really have. I'm going to pop my mom's up first. Oh, this plant actually looks so much better now that I've given it a clean. I think it was also really dusty because the leaves honestly are so much more vibrant now. Yeah, I think that Hoya was there for a very, very long time. Yeah, see, I've made the leaves dirty again, but it's fine. This mix is so chunky that honestly the chances of you rotting your Hoya in this are very, very low. And I think also what's helped with me is putting my Hoyas into see-through pots, because at the top they can look dry so incredibly quickly. But if you actually look at the bottom, I always check the bottom, that there's actually still some condensation in there that I don't need to water. So that's, I think, what's also saved my butt from rotting my Hoya. However, I have rotted one, and that was the New Guinea Ghost. I'm actually working on a trade at the moment. I'm hoping to trade that one. But I don't know, person's being a bit difficult. He knows the worth of the New Guinea. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, I was very, very sad when I lost that one. I lost it within the same week of getting it. I just think it didn't like the repot. I was warned, but you know, it can happen. It could have just been that that one was not, I mean, it didn't have the best root system, that it just wasn't established. Okay, I got to make sure here that that growth point that I was talking about, where is it? Where is it on that side? Oh, there's a lot of dirt here now. I can't see what I'm doing. I also like to compact this one a little bit because just it doesn't matter. It's so incredibly chunky. There's a lot of air pockets in this mix. All right. Oh, that's so cute. A little miniature. Oh, wow, that's a big pocket. Come on. Get an orchid bark thingy in there. Okay. There we go. How cute is that? A little plant. Can be happy with that. Okay. And then for me, I always use these pots. I find them the easiest with the trellises, and I don't know. My Hoya have been happy in them, so I'm just gonna keep on doing that. Why do builders have to be so loud? Like, they could tell this morning when I left because when I came back, the music was louder than usual and they've already turned it down. I didn't ask them to do that, but it's nice that they take that into consideration. And they are, I mean, they're really nice and we are lucky. Sometimes you don't have the best of luck. So, wow, that's already a full plant. I'm gonna put this one on the trellis. I'm gonna leave that one for a bit. Let's just get the trellis in here. No, let's do that afterwards. It doesn't also have, I am a little bit worried with stability with these because this is not very long. It needs to be like a bit longer, but we'll see what happens. It's only really when the plant gets like big and it starts to get top heavy, I guess, but I'll see what happens. I can always switch it out for the bamboo one. The bamboo one are really, I don't know, they are very trustworthy and I've not had any rot on me. I mean, they will over time, obviously, but so far, they're a bit fun. And I've had Hoyas on them for a very long time. If any of you are ever, like, on the fence about rescuing, don't be, just do it. Honestly, this feels so much different, so much more special rescuing this plant, knowing it's in a good home now, and I don't know, there's just something different about it. It's different than ordering plants. I mean, maybe it's just because I unboxed new plants that I feel that way, because I just wanted to get back to this plant, you know. But I don't know, it just makes it so much more special. It's like, it's got a story, you know. Okay, we're a couple of hours later and I'm gonna have to be like a little bit more quiet because my son is trying to nap. He was very, very tired after school and it's only a half a day today, so I was able to get him to do a little bit of a nap because he needed it. I FaceTimed my mom and I showed her this plant and she was so surprised. I mean, me too. Any type of callistophylla that this would be, I don't know, but the fact that I found it in that garden center is also still quite shocking. So let's carry on with the rescue. I think last time that I had it on, the camera cut out because I don't think I showed you the end result, but I was almost done anyway. But yeah, this is the end result. So I've stuck the little trellis in here. And yeah, this one I will get it to start climbing up here. And this one I'm just going to use the leaf a little bit to, I think that's so cute. So now I just need to find like a pretty matching pot. But I mean, look at that. That's such a full plant. So yeah, I'm happy about that. And then we're going to pot these up. I think what I'm going to try and do is make this into like a little bit of an experiment. And maybe give them some like different conditions. I don't know what I should do actually. But I think putting them into maybe like a cabinet environment might be the best way to, I'm gonna have to put this one on a trellis as well. I don't really have a lot of room for trellises if I'm being honest. Okay, there's another little one here we can, that one doesn't have the best roots. I don't know, that might, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. They do have roots, so that's something. Okay, this positioning is not easy. Mitch also came home for lunch and I showed him the new plant, well, his plant for unboxing. And he's absolutely in love with it. I mean, it is. It's an absolutely stunning anthurium. Okay, this is not easy because this keeps on wanting to fall. I think I'm going to try and like prop it in a little bit deeper just because I otherwise feel like it's just going to fall out. Let's just try and stick some bark on there. Oh, and then I whack it. That's just typical me. Not having the best time yet, are you? Just going to use a piece of bark to like hold it down. I'm just using their like really chunky pieces of bark to kind of anchor it a little bit because, yeah, this plant has obviously gone through the works, being neglected at the garden centre, then everything that I'm doing today. So I just want to, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. The rescue is always, you know, it can go a 50-50 route, but I've had... most of my rescues have had good stories, so we shall see. But yeah, just checking there's not like too many big pockets, but it's all good. So that is the other one. And we're going to see how these two do, but looking so much better, aren't they? Stunning. Okay, and then last up we have the Pink Princess. And Mitch actually, I should have actually brought more home. Oh yeah, that is my mom's little one. But let's have a look. There are some babies in there, and Mitch did say he wanted one, so I guess we're gonna have a look. But ooh, that is the root system, so it looks pretty good. soil is a little bit wet. Oh, and I can feel a plug. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, so there is a plug here. There. It doesn't have like any of that, what's that, the like thin papery stuff on it. Doesn't have that. It's just like harder cocoa, more compressed. So I'm going to try and loosen that up a little bit, but I had a good time rooting, so it didn't hold the plant back or anything. It'll be fine. I don't see any roots breaking off here. Okay, should I try and take those babies off? They're very, very small. I don't know what to do. They're like tiny. Take that one off. That one was clearly already cut because it was dying off. But I don't know. Let's just have a look here. It's typical that my battery does when I've got my hands in the dirt. But anyway, I was trying to rip, that's a wrong word. I'm just trying to gently take one of these like babies off. But I think that like hard cork is in the way because I can see roots that are trying to... I'm fiddling with my finger just to try and make sure I don't break anything. Okay. I did hear some ripping, but I don't see any roots ripped here. No? So these, wait, you can't see. There's one. Yeah, I can see in the middle there that the newest leaf they cut off. So I got that baby one. And I also have this baby one here. Maybe I should try and get this one out as well. I don't know why, but Mitch wants one as well. He wants to grow one himself. Okay. I'm just going to pot those two up together. He'll probably say no, do it separate, but they're so tiny. Oh, that one's got really pretty variegation on it. That's another one. And that's its root system. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pot these two up together. And whatever he wants to do with them, whatever one kind of, does the best. But I do still love my pink princess because my one is the marbly one. I bought it as a regular pink princess, but it's got a lot more marble in it. But I don't know, I really love like the dark leaves. I don't know why, I'm really into dark foliage. And every single leaf does have really nice variegation. So, I mean, yeah, it's a little bit more subtle, but that one is really pretty. I don't know, I thought it was a pretty one. I also find these roots so satisfying. Roots look really good, actually. Really, really good. You might have looked sad in the garden center, but not anymore. Mama's gonna take care of you. Just trying to... Yeah, there's no breakage. Yeah, roots look really good. I mean, yeah, the soil was moist, but they probably just recently watered. But it wasn't too wet or anything. But there we go. The good root system there. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but like the pinky, I love that. Love that. So I'm going to do the same with that. I just have to... I'm just going to put this to the side. I'll do the same thing. And chuck it in the garden. I'm not going to use that label anymore because as per usual, it's not labeled. It just says Philodendron. So I'm going to get a clear pot so I can monitor the roots. I'm going to refresh this and put the exact same thing in here. And I'm going to get my DIY mix, which I use for mainly my Monstera and Philodendron. My alocasias and my Anthurium, I do like to use a specific mix for them. But I actually haven't yet tried the Philodendron and Monstera mix from Soul Ninja. So maybe next time I order, I will give that a try. So I will be right back once I've got all of the stuff. Okay, I'm back. So I actually had to go ahead and make a whole new batch of mix. And I did base this off of the mix that Soul Ninja has on their website. I also looked at a couple of other websites because I've also tried the products from Cibotanica and so far I also really like those. So I kind of just based it on what they said on their website. But it is basically, it is cocoa coir, bark, worm castings, activated charcoal, zeolite, pumice, and perlite. I think that's everything. And yeah, they are going to love that. So let's first clean these little babies. I'm going to put mine in this pot, and then I know this is overkill, but I also know what Mitch is like. Mitch will go for a bigger pot straight away, so I'm just already going to put these two in here. I know that that's like, that might just be too much. I could always wait until he's home and he can do it, but these need to be taken care of now. So yeah, I'm just going to do that. It's what he always does with his plants, so I'm just going to do what he does. Dip them in here for a bit. Give them a good clean. There we go. I'll let them drip over there. And then the big one. I'm gonna have to, that's not going to fit in there. It's not going to fit in there. Oh no, let's just do leaf by leaf. Make a mess everywhere, but that's okay. Let's try and get the stem in there as well as possible. Oh, there you go. I can on the side. I just want to get the stem in there as well. And kind of zhuzh it around in there. I just want to make sure they're all covered. All right, I'm going to do mine straight away because it's dripping everywhere. I could also in theory put this one on a moss pole, but it's already going through enough stress as it is. I think getting it to attach to a moss pole, I'm just going to give it a stake just so that it does have something of support, because it's obviously, you know, a Philodendron pink, for instance, is a climber, so it does need support. Oh, it's also very wobbly, so I'm going to need to give it that anyway. Yeah, see, it's very, very wobbly. Okay, it's quite stable in there now, but still, I'm going to give it a stake. But still, already looks so much better. And then this one, this is so overkill, such a big pot for these babies. I'm just going to try and hold them up. I could take that bottom tiny leaf off, but I'm just going to leave it be. I'm going to use a smaller scoop. I find that this one is so much more easier than the big one. Yeah, I'm definitely going to tell him that he needs to be a little bit more careful, because these are obviously very wobbly in here now. That they just need. I'm going to try and use bark to kind of position it and keep it stable. Because I could give these a stake, but they're so tiny. I need more bark. All right. So that is that one. That is Mitch's one. I'm going to give these, I'm probably going to wait because they have been in water. I'm probably going to wait about 24 hours and then I will water them. I'm just going to go and get a stake for that one. Okay, let's do like this. Okay, this is not going to work. This is angled like just at the wrong point to actually make it be effective. So I'm just going to use a clip. I'll use like one of the older leaves. There we go. That's perfect. That is not wobbly at all. There we go. Looking good. I love these acrylic stakes. They just don't stick out as much. All right, so, wow. I had a very productive day today. I have a lot of work that I still need to do. A lot of plant chores to get on with. But I think mainly the plants that I've gotten, like the newer plants, I need to also just give them a time because I do really want to fiddle with them straight away. But like I have noticed with the Hoya, you would have seen either that video is coming before or after this, I have no idea. I'm currently filming quite a couple. But anyway, the pubic calyx is in a teeny tiny pot, but it'll be fine. I'm just going to give it water. Anyway, this was a rescue. I'm getting sidetracked. I'm getting like confused with the amount of videos that I'm filming. But yes, that was my rescue mission of today. I am very, very happy with these. I cannot wait to watch them grow and hopefully thrive. You know, some of them might shock a little bit. Rescue plants are always kind of, you know, hit or miss. We'll see what happens. I think they will be okay. I think they will be. I think the ones that I'm probably the most nervous about is these two little babies. They are tiny, like tiny, tiny. But I think they'll be okay. I've given them a really, really nice mix. There's lots of worm castings in there as well, like extra fertilizer. So I think they will be fine. But again, with rescues, it's just kind of, you know, a project. So I will definitely be doing a update video on my rescues. I always like to, you know, sort of split it up and not just like mention it in a plant chores video or something, because I do want to highlight the rescues. They are more sensitive. They've been through a lot more. So, you know, I want to just be a lot more careful with them. But I think they will be happy. I think so. I think it was a good thing that I was there to rescue them. Otherwise, they probably would have just ended up in the bin, which is very, very sad. But you know, it happens. You can't rescue them all, unfortunately. But if anything, I would recommend to rescue plants because it is very, very rewarding. You will have moments where you'll have fails and, you know, things won't go right. I've had that many of times. That's perfectly normal. But that plant that you do rescue and that does do well for you is just so much more special in your collection. I keep on looking over there because there's a lot of people there right now. I think maybe the owners have come to have a look. I don't know. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. I will, of course, keep you updated and do an update video, maybe a 1 month update, or we'll see how it goes with them because we are in winter right now. So it might take a little bit longer. You know, that is a little bit more of a risk because it's not exactly the growing season, but still, you know, we'll see how they do. They are living in perfect conditions indoors, so they can still do great. You know, it's just in the winter, it's normal that plants are just a little bit slower, but that doesn't mean that they won't do well. So anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, come along with me on the journey, and yeah, stay tuned because I have a lot of ideas, a lot of content, a lot of things that I'm working on, a lot of things that are changing in the new year, and I'm excited for it. So I will see you in my next video. Bye.